They got to take a chance and go see it. You know,
this goes to politics, geekdom, and everything. People that grasp at the past, some blank make things like they used to be again, Star Wars and everything. For things to really progress, they need to get better. Star Wars has to get better. Marvel has to get better. And then blaming the audience and the consumers for not showing up, saying there's great product there and you're just not supporting it, is bullshit. It's got to feel fresh. It's got to feel new. That's why my wife's checked out of superhero movies. She's like, okay, I've seen something like this before. It doesn't feel fresh or new. I'm done. There's a lot of people like that. You have to wow them to get new people to customers. Yeah.
How, Max? How? What's your grand solution? How are you going to fix the MCU?
It has to feel fresh. Something.
Okay.
No, it has to be
young
and energy.
No, what I'm saying is
Brian, your mic.
Putting out superlatives.
Brian, your mic. You can barely hear you.
It's all feedback. Yeah, we can't hear
you. Can you hear me now?
A lot of feedback still.
Worse.
Yeah.
Worse. I hate it when my mic don't cooperate.
Dude, my mic keeps going in and out. I have to keep switching to the webcam.
This is the worst comment you've ever said, Joe. No, F the audience? Are you freaking kidding me? That's not a way to get new consumers. I hate the audience.
Is it better now?
Yes, it sounds great.
Yes, sir. There you go.
You sound like an out-of-touch executive at these movie studios. F the audience. They don't deserve stuff. That's no way. That's no way to get new fans and new customers that want to support you. Look, regardless of the quality of products, look how many movies are on the shelf, how many movies exist.
And how many movies have you actually watched on that shelf?
That's a different conversation, Bruce.
Oh,
okay.
Let's make it sure.
You're straying from the point. Any movie that you come out with, there's something that's probably more than likely been done better in the history of Hollywood. So there's very few things and takes that people haven't seen yet. It's got to feel fresh and new to get people there.
Okay, but look at Absolute Geek's comment. That's a good comment, but
man, subscribe to Absolute Geek. He does a great wrestling show every Thursday at 9 p.m. Absolute Geek. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get him to 1,000 subs. And you can watch him and Dom go back and forth about wrestling politics.
Yeah, hey, Absolute Geek. I love this comment. Look at the Minecraft.
But let me say something. You can't make every movie can't be an event, and standalone movies like this. Hold on, standalone movies like this are what moves the story along to the next big event movie. If you guys think Doctor Doom, Avengers Doom isn't going to fucking make a ton of money, it is, and people are already saying it's going to suck. And I'll still bet you it makes about 800 million.
Or it has to be. Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Well, I was gonna say you gotta kind of have to put your wrestling boots on here for a second and just follow me. All right. So every month the WWE has a pay-per-view. Okay, it's a small show, but it still advances their quote-unquote story.
Exactly.
Okay, and what's the build-up to?
The next big
WrestleMania.
Yeah, and it all builds up for the WrestleMania.
It all builds up to WrestleMania. So WrestleMania, in a good WrestleMania, it's a year's worth of story, all culminating
with maybe 4 or 5
sometimes it does
good
happen, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
But like that's what keeps the momentum going. You have to slowly and gradually build up. Okay, but the problem is we've already slowly and gradually built up, and now everything we want to do is try to top what came before. And the thing is that's not going to happen.
No.
Okay.
Infinity War Endgame was once
blaming the audience. You can blame the audience all you want. It's not true. I mean, just because people's tastes change, you can't blame them.
Right.
Yeah, that's complete bullshit. Yeah,
that's foolish.
Right. That's bullshit. Like, bro, like when you look at me, I would watch every MCU movie that comes out. I'm just picking which one I'm the most excited for. I'm like, okay, I'm just going with the flow. Like Thunderbolts. I was not all that interested in Thunderbolts when it was announced at all. But the more
I don't think anybody was, Blue Jay. I really don't. I don't think anybody really was.
More of the trailers I've seen, I was like, okay, seems to be more sure of itself than any other movie I've seen. So I walked in, went to go see it, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it an 8 out of 10. My expectations were pretty much met. Almost.
Yeah,
like
I got exactly what I wanted, and I was very pleasantly surprised. I think a lot of people did, but it doesn't. I still don't know. It doesn't explain. It just doesn't explain how it's got these huge scores. Word of mouth. I wonder if it's gonna have any legs next weekend. I wonder.
I think the new campaign's gonna get good word of mouth. The new Avengers, what? Even if it's a joke.
It's not a full joke. I just can't spoil it for you, Max. It's not a joke, but it's a joke within a joke.
May is
I will say this. It just goes to preview that cinema scores, critic scores, audience scores does not always translate to box office numbers.
Thank you. People take cinema scores to heart for no reason. People take cinema scores to heart, and I just don't understand that.
I look at it as just it's a good way to gauge maybe the interest in the product. That's the only time I pay attention to it.
Good cinema score means less of a drop off the second and third weekends.
That's not true. That's not true, Max.
Most of the time.
No.
Yes. That's what I've heard. That's what I've seen. Yes. So that means the cinema scores people that actually seen it. And they score the movie after.
Yeah, but the cinema score is such a small number of viewers that actually vote for cinema score. It's not a huge representation of a larger audience of moviegoers that day.
It's still
do they keep fluctuating the grade? Guys, do they keep fluctuating the grade?
No, I think it's just the initial. I think
the initial for Sinners before the second weekend was even there had an A-. So how are they grading it on drop off? How are they grading it on drop-off if they've already given it?
It's not grading on drop-off. It's
an indicator.
It's an interest in the movie. If coming back to watch it again, or
people that grade it that actually paid to see it, actual consumers say, "Oh, I really like this movie." If it's a higher one, that means that it's a good indicator that the quality is there. That the
and it won't have drop-off. Is that what you're saying?
It won't be as steep. It won't be as bad.
That makes more sense.
If it's got a bad cinema score like B-, or like, oh, one's not going to have legs.
But we've had movies with A-, and they drop 40-50% the next week. It's happened.
Yeah.
Especially Marvel movies.
I think you're just saying that.